Hi, this is Mark with your first update for 2010, week commencing 4th of January. A lot of you haven't traded now for the last 10 days, nor have the big boys, and you now need to be careful because the danger is you are dying to trade, you want to get back in there, you want to make some money, you've perhaps spent some of your Christmas period studying, and you want to put it all into action today at market open. Away we go. I would strongly recommend you leave it alone at market open. There is a tendency when the big boys have been away that when they get back there will be a moment of what the heck have they done? And the USD Japanese yen that we have here is a good example of this. If you look back from November through December to the week before Christmas, 18th of December, price failed to break above 90.54. Now this was 78.6 fib, and you can see it was a strong area of resistance. Now Christmas week, price has broken through and has then broken through a treble top 92.33 area. This is a big move. Now price has now come up to an upper trend line. Price is currently broken and closed above a 200. So all of this under normal circumstances for me would say, well, hey, off we go, and away we go. The danger is the big boys are going to turn up tomorrow and say, what the heck? And they're going to drive it all the way back down again. And lots of pairs at the moment are at the 200 EMA. And as those of you that follow me regularly know, the 200 EMA for me normally is a target. And we have the pound yen, we have the euro yen, euro GBP, and I think the euro daily. Yep, all at the 200 EMA. And here on the Euro USD daily chart you can see that price has bounced up and down and around and off it all over Christmas. So what do we need? What we need is movement. We need a clear direction from the big guys as to where we're going to go next. And here we have a look at the Euro Dollar weekly chart. And on the Euro Dollar weekly chart I have price has been trapped between 55 EMA and the 34 for the last 2 weeks of the holiday period. I have this as a weekly trend line, previous trend lines up here having been broken, and after this, if price was to break down, then we will be looking at a fall down to the weekly 200, down here 400 odd pips away. So the difficulty is at the moment, price needs to break this area initially, and then needs to break this strong area of previous support and resistance. You see resistance, 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 support, support, support. We're back down here again. So this whole area is crucial. And for me, the way I will trade this and deal with this is if we look down on the daily chart, and on the daily chart I have transferred some of the lines. This was the strong previous support and resistance from way back. We have the 200 EMA. This is the weekly trend line I've put on. I have now put on a line across that may be, you could say, a triangle breakout. But the bottom line is, until it clears either here and up, on here and down, I'm going to leave this alone. Now, the only way that you can perhaps deal with this is to go to an even shorter time frame and go to a 4 hour. So, Euro USD 4 hour chart, you can see here clearly that since the mid-December, after the big move down, so here from 17th of December, we have been trapped in the range here. Upper range 44.50 area, lower range 42.50, so a 200 pip range. And at the minute we're smack in the middle of it. So one way that you could deal with this if you were able to trade on smaller time frames, you would look for a breakout and then a pullback for a short, and you would look for a breakout and a pullback for a long. I do think that the euro is going to fall this year, but whether it does in the short term, I do not know. It's crystal ball gazing, and lots of the experts will do that for you, so let's leave them to it, shall we say. Now, on to the pound. This is the pound USD on the daily chart again. And as you can see, price last week came down, bounced around off the 1.5900, finally broke back through the huge psych level of 1.600, and came up and touched the 200, and it's now sat here. Again, I need some direction. I need to know whether it's going to go up or down, and at the moment I have no idea. So again, the only way I could deal with it is to go to shorter time frames. Similarly with the Euro GBP, the Euro GBP is sat on a major daily trend line that goes back months and months and months. and it has bounced off the 200 EMA and respected it here, here, and here, and touched and stopped here again. Now everything on this pair is pointing down at the minute. We've had a 5/8 cross. All the EMAs are above there. What again I need this to break, and this hasn't broken going back till September time. Here, this point here where it failed to break was in mid-November, and then prior to that, price was in this area as support and resistance in August. So this area again is huge. So you either look for bounces back up again, but possibly limited moves because of all this here, or you look for a break through the 200 and this previous area of resistance and support, and then look for shorts next week. Again, look for Bollinger Bands at market open. If this slams shut, price will go up most of the time. So where does this all leave us for tomorrow? Tomorrow, well actually today, Sunday, which is very strange, Fed Chairman Bernanke is speaking. And as you know, speeches can drive the market very excessively just from some simple phrase that he may make, and particularly tomorrow because it's to do with the monetary policy and the housing bubble. So the experts and the analysis will be looking closely for what he has to say. And this week there is a load of news. You'd need to check your calendars, but there is lots and lots of it, culminating in the biggest news of the month, the NFP non-farm payrolls unemployment news on Friday. So this week could be extremely volatile, and it could be extremely volatile news-led. So you need to be careful. Now, having said all that, if you wish to look for trades tomorrow, as I've suggested to you, say here on the Euro GBP, if you're looking on a daily basis, you would look for price to break below the recent support area and the 200 and close, and with a view to a short, and stochastics would support that theory, as would the EMAs. If price was to break back up through 8900 and close above, you will be considering a long. Now on the euro, I showed you Euro USD. I showed you that I wouldn't be looking to trade because it's bouncing off these two trend lines. Now this is the Euro 4-hour chart, and on the daily there is nothing above or below here to give me any support, to give me any ideas for a trade. However, this is the British pound. This is a British pound on the 4-hour. And what I have done here, I have placed on some lines from the daily chart. And a quick flick to the daily will show you this is where the 200 is, and this is where the 55 EMA is, and the 34 actually coincides with this upper area as well. So here on a 4-hour pound, if you wish to be more adventurous and you're not going to wait for a breakout and a pullback, then we have had success at different times of the year with bounce trades. And a bounce trade is simply that price comes up to an area, i.e. an EMA, and bounces back down. And this being an upper resistance area, the 200 here on the 4-hour, the 200 on the daily, the 55. There's loads of reasons here why price will struggle here. Should struggle here, bearing in mind the Christmas period. It may just suddenly race up here, but I will be more confident about taking a short here than I would on the euro, because as I showed you on the euro there was nothing else above to give you any confirmation that price may be going to go down. So that is one way that you can play it. But as I say, the more conservative method is to wait for breakouts and then a pullback. And again here you would be wanting, if it went up, to break through 34 and the 55, close above, and then with a view to going long. This is the Euro GBP I was showing you a little while. This is the weekly Euro GBP, and according to this tramline formation, this means trend reversal, which means price is going to go down. And as I showed you before, this was the previous area of support. So again, you could be looking for bounces off or breakout pullback, and bounces off or breakout pullback of 8900. But as I say, I think my best advice I know for tomorrow is just sit on the fence and wait and see what happens, because it could well be a bloodbath. And your best bet is let the big boys give us the direction, let the news give us some direction. And then what I will do is I will do far more detailed analysis than I normally do tomorrow evening, and we'll have a better, clearer picture perhaps of what's going to go on next.